All right, guys, Dominick Izzo Wing Chun out here in Chicago. And make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, click the thanks button. And let's talk about why I fucking hate the Wing Chun community and why I really don't mess with a lot of people anymore. And I don't talk to a lot of my people anymore. I keep my circle very small. And you know what? These commentaries are my opinions, and that's it. I really don't give a shit. Now, number one, let me preface this by saying this. I'm a contributor in this problem, right? Most of us in the martial arts community now, today's day and age, if we were around probably 50 years ago, we'd all be a bunch of fucking pussies. What I mean by that is guys in the 60s and 70s, at the very least, they settled their shit like fucking men. They just did, right? I was blessed. I was so blessed. I don't think I've ever talked about this. I knew Scotty Knudsen. Scott Knudsen, his father was Ken Knudsen. Long and the short of the story is, I'm working one night, I was still a bartender at the time, and this guy comes in, and he's kind of like goofy, and he's just like, he's big, grandiose personality, dressed very audaciously, and he's just like, he's talking to me. He's got this really weird but big, grandiose personality, and I liked him immediately. Long and the short of the story is, the guy he was like an older brother to me immediately. Came into the bar the next night I worked. It was a Sunday night. We started talking, and he's talking martial arts, and I'm like, all right, whatever. You know, this guy, this guy might be a McGaffer, whatever. Well, stupid me. Find out the guy is Ken Knudsen's son. Ken Knudsen was a student of Chuck Norris. Ken Knudsen had ran a bunch of successful martial arts schools in the Chicago area. It was world known. Scott Knudsen instantly. I mean, before I found who he was, I liked him. We became friends. He would get me on the phone. He would call me and go, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing." "Oh, hang on a second." And he calls one day, and I'm like, "Okay, yeah." He goes, "Hey, Bob, you there?" And I'm sitting there. "No, it's me." He goes, "No, Bob, you on the phone?" "Yeah." He had fucking Bob Wall on the phone. I mean, he would call Bob Wall, O'Hara from Enter the Dragon. So I get to talk, but mostly listen to Bob Wall, who thought Steven Seagal was a pussy, by the way. That was the funniest thing I'd ever heard. I kick his ass. Oh, it was awesome. I got to talk to or listen to some awesome people. I don't know where I was going with the tangent for this, but back in Ken's era, you know, guys like us, and I'm throwing myself in this category because although my mentality is to fight, I know that there's always going to be legal ramifications from a ton of shit, right? If I lived the way that I wanted to, which is, I think I would have two things, right? If I lived the way I wanted to, I would have a phenomenal dental plan which covered any lost teeth. I'm not going to lie. The number one reason I really don't like fighting is I'm terrified to lose my teeth because implants are fucking expensive, right? I mean, Clint Cloys, he's a close friend. I know he runs a dental practice out in Indiana, but that's just a pain in the ass, right? Other than that, if I knew that I can get my teeth covered, and I wouldn't go to jail, I'd be fighting everybody. I wouldn't care. But you can't do that in today's day and age, right? Years ago, these guys were fucking psychos. Then they were real men. So the way that I give the analogy is, it's like, look at the football players today versus guys from the 60s and 70s. Yeah, the guys today may be bigger, stronger, faster, but I 100% guarantee that the NFL players from the 60s and 70s were tougher than the guys that we have today, right? So keep that in mind. And I want to preface this by saying, too, that I am part of the problem. Don't think I'm just like not sidestepping this shit. And you know what? I'm gonna talk about some shit why I can't stand the Wing Chun community. I think we are all a bunch of fucking big babies. I think we are all internet warriors, and I think we are all scumbag hypocrites. I really do. When I did the what do you call it? The why I don't like William Chung, or why the William Chung lineage, traditional Wing Chun lineage is garbage. I had to look up an email because somebody had said that I backed out of a challenge that Philip Redmond, that I issued, Philip Redmond accepted, and then I backed out of it. So I'm like, motherfucker, no, that's not how it happened. So I had to go unblock Philip Redmond because he's a fucking drunk who likes to blow up people's shit, and he plays Mo Duck. You know, and Philip, I just don't like you. I think it's as simple as that. I don't like you as a human being. It is very much, he winds up playing like, oh, I'm such an ambassador of the art. But then if you ever watch his comments, he's a very, very, very passive aggressive child who plays victim. He starts fights, verbal fights. You engage with him, And then he gets the rest of the community to come in to be like, oh, that's not his. That's always been my experience with the Wing Chun culture. Always. I don't have anybody else come in to fight my battles. And when other guys, I do have it blessed. There have been times when the Indianapolis crew has come to my aid, and other great people out there. But it's like I don't need that shit. But I'm looking at this garbage because I wanted to say, Dominick, you were part of the problem, right? You were part of the fucking problem. How did you do this? Why did you do this? What was your problem? So I went back and I kind of looked. And, I've got all the damn emails sent where Philip Redmond, almost 10 years ago, emailing me at 3:47 in the morning, dude, what's your problem? You talking authority on Wing Chun in general, blah, 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 blah. And you can kick my butt in private and I'll admit to the world, that you beat. And I have this whole string where I did nothing but send this man complete respect, right? I tell him, I'm the outspoken black sheep of my family. I'm the problem. I admit my shit. And I want to go down, and I have this whole fucking exchange here. Now, this is drama, because you guys got to see the drama behind the scenes, because this is why none of us ever, in Jeet Kune Do, Wing Chun, probably Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or every other art, nobody will ever fucking get this shit right, because we're all big babies who want to be right. Now, remember, I'm admitting I'm part of the problem. I am admitting I'm part of the problem, right? I gotta come down to this, because I'm going to show this too. I even show this man respect. I'd like to set up a date to come to your school in order to discuss, train, chisao, spar, or any context of debate that will satisfy your claims in person. I told him I'll come out there to train. I will gladly adhere to your requirements or needs to make sure that you feel you are represented fairly. I feel it necessary to offer you an opportunity to meet with me and determine your public claims against me in a professional manner on your terms, since my invites do not appeal to you. I invited him to come teach, right? He invited me to a seminar. It's like, okay. So this is just a bunch of bullshit. But for those who are claiming that I backed out of Philip Redmond shit, I never challenged him. He invited me to come to a seminar. I gave him massive respect, saying, I'm not going to come to a seminar. Where the hell else was it? Will you be participating? I'm exclusively looking. I am looking to exclusively offer this to you since you made the claims. Of course, I'll be participating. If this is a seminar, I told him I won't attend. If you would like to block off private lesson, I will pay your fee. I'm telling him all this shit. It just, ugh. This stuff is making my skin crawl reading, right? I massively send the guy respect, all this shit. Here's my line. Your school is fine. I told him I would go out to his school. Let me clarify. You seem to be offended at my opinions, which have never included you until you attacked my integrity. You made bold statements about my police service, where I has never, I spelled that right. Where I has never disrespected you as a veteran. I'm offering you the opportunity to meet with me at your school. Here, look, I will come to you as an open-minded person to learn. I want to understand your specific issues with me. My issues are with the traditional Wing Chun organization's head and the general organization. You took it upon yourself to focus on me, so I will gladly give you the opportunity to address the issue. It's an offer for a professional and educational meet. Understand, you are too old for me to challenge, and I have no interest in such. I'm looking to give you an opportunity to put credibility behind your statement and about me personally. Thank you. Okay, that was it. We keep going on, and I kept asking for the potential dates. That was it. So again, for those of you who are still going, oh, you backed out of a challenge with Redmond, I'll fucking send you the entire conversation between him and I. I just don't like him. I don't like him. A lot of you are also wondering about the White Rose Wing Chun Boxing School and Duncan Leung and all this. And these statements over the years, for those who don't remember, White Rose Wing Chun Boxing. Let me back up for a second and talk about what that happened, because you guys are wondering my views from Duncan Leung lineage. So I don't remember how this started, and I know I contributed to it because we're all little yapping dogs online. But I recall the events that I recall. Something it had to have started with some internet bullshit going back and forth in comment section. Everybody worships two branches of Duncan Leung's lineage. All right, the Dave Meadows crew. All All right, and I will give massive respect to Dave Meadows, who passed, Doc Savage, and there's a couple other guys that train under Doc that I've talked to. That's about that. From what my understanding from the lineage specifically is Duncan Lung taught a certain lineage, a specific style, if you will, Wing Chun. Dave Meadows got it. If you ever had seen Dave Meadows' content, it's a lot of shock power, massive aggression. I know Meadows was either in fire service or law enforcement, one of the two. Taught some extremely violent, aggressive, beautiful Wing Chun. Beautiful. And that got passed down to Doc Savage, a few others. I told there's a guy named Grant. Can't remember his name. Grant Philbin, I think it is, who I reached out to 10 years ago. And he's like, dude, fuck you. I want nothing to do with any of you guys in the Wing Chun community. He was supposedly the only certified person from Dave Meadows, but he wants nothing to do with anybody in Wing Chun. And then Duncan now teaches this applied Wing Chun, which has some good tactics and concepts. It looks a lot like kickboxing to a degree. They do a great job in covering the upper half and lower half on entry. I like it. I don't not like it. It's not my thing, right? Based on what I know about aggressive incoming energy, a lot of context, and again, I can't give you an entire lesson in it. They do address, but there is difficulty in engaging a kick into an aggressive energy coming in because you're taking yourself off of one leg. They also have the high-low gansao within an attack. I think there's a lot of good stuff, but it differs, right? And the guys who are in their lineage can talk better about it, right? It's not my stuff. I met with a guy out here in Chicago who was in the chat section, and him and one of his students, we were having conversations back and forth, and I met with him at his house. This guy invited me to his home. We're about the same height. He's probably about 50 pounds lighter than me, and we cheesed, and the guy had 4 arms of steel. It felt like he took out his radius and ulna and inserted these steel bars, and I was like, this is insane. He had trained in the Doc Savage and Dave Meadows lineage for a little bit, and then the Wang Sheng Lung lineage, and we had this big conversation. He told me about this White Rose Wing Chun boxing crew, which was done by Dustin Carroll, and this is where I learned to hate the Wing Chun community, really. Long and the short of the story, I don't even know if they're around, but people start making claims. I've got the only this. I've got the real that. I've got the real this. Next thing I know, I've got all these students from under Dustin Carroll attacking me nonstop online. You suck, you this, blah, 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 blah. Carroll makes up some claim that I'm a cop, which I was, that I threatened him, and he's going after a lawyer, which blew me away because I would have been instantly fired if I did make a threat. But it was shit like this which just started to come out of nowhere. People asking me, this is the passive-aggressive stuff. You know, I'm insulting Duncan Lung, Dave Meadows, Mark Boyette. Right? Look how they name everybody in there to tag, right? They got to tag you in this shit. So, like, all of a sudden, the rumors start spreading that so-and-so's talking shit about you. Incidentally, every one of the students who had a problem with me under Carroll left Carroll and started going under Doc Savage because they realized the piece of shit liar Carroll was. Carroll called me. God, it was 2013. No, 2014. I'm in my gym. Dustin Carroll calls me. I want to fix this problem. We had an hour-long conversation. I thought things were great. I thought, I admit I'm wrong. He admits his wrong. I thought we had bonded a little bit of a friendship. And then the next thing I know, because I say it, douchebag fuckface Tony Maskingill pops on the scene. And Tony Maskingill calls me, or we're DMs. I give him my number. He calls me, and he's like, "Yeah, I understand. Tony Maskingill, who's under Sam Kwok, right? And I understand this, I understand that, and blah, 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 blah. I think I have a great conversation with Tony Maskingill. Then the next thing you find out, he creates this meme about me, like puts my head on this fucking baby's body or something, and then he starts his bullshit. And then fucking douchebag, I'm massing douche. You can tell I don't fucking care for him that much. And yeah, I do hold grudges. Massingill's starting some shit up there. Just to be clear, Mr. Izzo, I'm not fighting Carroll's fight here. You brought me into this. And then you started trash talking me and all this drama crap, right? I forgot I had all this crap saved on a hard drive from 10 years ago, but I knew someday it would serve a purpose to show how petty we are in the Wing Chun community. Massingill tells me, man, if this were Hong Kong, you'd be dead already. we're all a bunch of fucking tough guys. We're all a bunch of fucking tough guys, aren't we? We are all stupid children. And here's Massingill, man, years ago, DMing me after the phone call. You know, it's stupid stuff. Cartoon, I posted views not meant as a strike as you. I posted on our site. You passive-aggressive little cunt. You did offend me back 10 years ago. And, of course, this shit is still stupid. Here's the... Okay. Here's a main representative, Sam Kwok, DMing me like a fucking little chooch. I mean, I just kept this shit from out the years. And the point was I looked at all this stuff, and it's kind of like I needed the... why do I hate the Wing Chun community so bad shit, and why did I disappear for 5 years? This was a reason. And Massingill's not the only one. Lyndon Ousted from over in Europe, who was underneath Chisao King, if he's still on YouTube, they're another fucking scumbags. I really don't. If you're at my channel, I don't have a lot of nice things to say about a lot of people in the Wing Chun community. When I do, but I really don't. So a lot of you people want to know what I think about this stuff. I think it's fair. I think it's fair that if I find something I like about a specific lineage, I can still like what they're doing and think that their representative is a piece of dog shit. I really can. Tony Massingill, he had some good stuff. I just think he's a fucking subhuman being. Philip Redman, I mean, he's done a lot for the art. I just think that he's like the juice that drips out of your garbage bag that after it's been sitting in the sun for a day, like you throw out all the garbage from the kitchen, you forgot to bring it out that week, you know, so now you got this big garbage bag, but a raccoon chewed a hole in it, so now all the garbage fucking hot juice is dripping out. I think that's Philip Redman. I really do. And I'm allowed, and I really don't care. There's a lot of human beings that I pray for. Lord, help me not hate. I will emotionally hate them, but I mean, if I was in the same room with Redman and he needed something, you know, I would help him. Same thing with Massingill. But as far as personalities, I think that they're scum. And this applies for a lot of people that I've seen in the Wing Chun community over the last several years. I am not one of those people who is all about let's perpetuate the brotherhood of martial arts, because I think it's a big hypocrisy. So many of you are fucking lying because you talk shit about each other behind each other's backs. And I've heard it. I've seen it. You know how many people over the years have sent me screenshot DMs of conversations with people? I just watched a Black Rhino martial arts video. I can't believe Tommy Carruthers, out of all people, is going to insult other Jeet Kune Do practitioners? You made your name because you're a carbon copy of Bruce Lee. You dress the same in that chef's kitchen jacket. Got to show how fast you are. When before videos were popular, you became popular, and you come from a tough area where, yeah, you're a fighter, but you insult other people who are trying to continue what people like you started. I hate the martial arts community. I really do, which is why you'll never see me at an event. Well, I can't say never. Maybe I'll grow up one of these days and I'll change my views on this stuff. But I have experienced so much stupidity, loathing, hatred in the martial arts community because of my opinions. But the deal is between me and all the rest of you, for the most part, I'm the only one who's willing to put up my opinion to say, I don't like Bruce Lee. I don't worship him. I don't like this Sifu. I don't like this Sifu. So many of you want to just be fucking taken seriously as this Zen Buddhist martial artist who you're going to serve your Sifu tea and whatnot. It's not the case. The martial arts community has resorted from, let's get together, walk out of the room with two black eyes, somebody's got a cracked rib, all this shit, to let's talk shit online. Yeah, and there's a lot of people who, it's 5 years later from the last time I really engaged in this shit, 10 years since this stuff. I'm still here. Where the fuck are you guys? So again, you know, I was going through some stuff and I found this stuff, and it's like, I know, and I will recap this from the beginning. I'm very aware that I am part of this problem. I'm a very big contributor to this problem. I told you about Lenny Sly. With the falling out, I was partly to blame at that. He's the other fucking part. But at the same time on this is why I don't like to, I don't like to mix with the community, but I will also I will also sit there and offer opinion. Like I said, like if you look at the Lenny video, yeah, man, I had a bad fucking falling out. The guy's probably one of the best martial artists in the fucking world. Really. You will not find a teacher in any, this is my opinion, you will not find a teacher who is able to teach material better than Lenny Sly. But the motherfucker really did me wrong. But I can still acknowledge what his skill set is, right? Again, so I don't think, and there shouldn't be a problem. If honestly, if more of us came together and said, listen, I think you're a fucking scumbag, and you get it off your chest, I think you'd be able to train more. But the problem is all of us want to huff up afterwards and go, all right, well, let's BMO. Let's get the, no, I really don't want to. I have no desire to fight you. I'm fucking 47 and I'm out of shape. Fighting hurts at this point. I really don't care. I'm allowed to say you're a cunt. I'm a cunt. I don't care. So I went through some stuff and I realized that that's the biggest thing of why I can't stand the Wing Chun community and why I don't fuck with them. I don't fuck with the JKD community. I fuck with a lot of people because I'm at that point where I really think that we're all hypocrites and everybody wants to be recognized as the man in this art, but nobody wants to be recognized that fucking we're still just human. I don't know. That's my 2 cents on that. I hope that makes sense. It's a little bit of a rant today. I don't think I've really ever addressed the issue. There's a ton of shit over the years that I've experienced, and people like to wind up being tough in numbers. And I will say this. Here's how I know. Oh, shit, I can't believe I didn't even fucking say this. When I was underneath Phil Nearing, Matt Johnson from Chicago, who I've never met Matt, but I've had several conversations with Matt. He's a super, super, super fucking nice man. He runs a successful Wing Chun school in Chicago. He's directly under Ip Ching. Phil, because I was so loyal to my Sifu, Phil had a falling out with Matt like he does with every single one of his fucking students. And Phil went to Sam Kwok. And then Phil went to Ip Ching. Nothing is not allowed with Matt did. Matt wanted to get the source of the material, go further, do all this stuff. Matt's created some great people. Chris Kellner out of Iowa. I was a student with Chris Kellner underneath Danny Halligan. Chris then went under Matt. So it's you learn, you find your path. Chris is another great fucking teacher, right? But when I was under Phil, we were such petty fucking scumbags. My private lessons with Phil were every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I would drive from Hoffman Estates, Illinois to Greektown in Chicago. Google that distance, pay for parking, drive back, an hour, maybe private lesson, which always consisted of 30 fucking minutes of Phil complaining every damn class about Matt. I just want to break his fucking arm. I just want a little pitch-faced fucking traitor. And I would listen. All right, that's my Sifu. I got to listen. We were so petty. I remember Christmas of 2006, Christmas 2006, all of us signed a mock Christmas card from Phil's class to Matt, and we all left snide comments, and we mailed it to Matt's school. That's how petty we were. So I know damn well that I've always seen, that's why when this shit started to happen to me, I went, oh, this is karma. You got this shit fucking coming. And I will never have my students be a part of this Cobra Kai bullshit. But unlike the Cobra Kai series, none of us are going to get together to fight. Everybody's going to posture and somebody's always going to have some excuse on shit because we've become verbal judo warriors instead of fucking grown men and women who deal with this shit. So this is why I hate the Wing Chun community. This is why I hate the martial arts community, to be honest. And this is why I don't fuck with anybody. I don't cross-train with anybody. You barely ever get to see me, let's go exchange knowledge, brother. Oh, fuck you. It's not how it goes anymore. And in my mindset, hopefully, maybe as I age, maybe in my 50s, I'll kind of progress my, my mentality and attitude, and maybe my piss and vinegar will come down. But the community just sucks. It really does. And until we recognize collective we have a problem, the martial arts community does fucking suck. Wing Chun, it's its own problems, and I know that Jeet Kune Do has its own. I hope that makes sense. This was my rant for today. I still think that we all have something to contribute for the art, but this is why I really don't get engaged in the comment section. This is why you'll never see me at a Wing Chun gathering, Wing Chun Brotherhood. I get invites. I'm like, people know not to invite me anymore because I'm like, I'm not coming. I have no desire to come. because truly at the end of it, everybody is just looking to be a fucking dog that pisses on a tree to show that they're the top instead of saying, okay, whatever. And nobody will ever go, hey, I can't fucking stand you, but let's train. Doesn't happen. All right, guys, hope that makes sense. It's why I don't like the Wing Chun community. You guys have a great fucking day.